Oh, you're such a wimp. Suck it up.
Angry man.
I'm not angry.
Okay, welcome to tonight's show. You're with Tom, Brian and Steve, and this is NRL from the Sidelines. Every week we go over the NRL games of the round just gone, and this week it is round 15 that was just completed.
And somebody hasn't turned off their phone.
And I just turned off my phone.
Shh.
No one noticed. Until you said something.
Oh, Tom again. Yep, that's right.
Okay, Brian.
Yes.
You've been very angry tonight.
I am not angry.
He sure is angry.
I am not angry.
Okay. I can't imagine that you're angry about football because honestly, it's just disappointing for you. Tom,
I'm getting angry again.
Tom, how are you tonight?
Yeah, I'm going well, thanks.
Yeah?
Yep.
And are you angry too?
No, I'm not angry.
Okay.
Yeah, you are.
Why?
Oh.
Why are you telling me I'm angry?
I'm telling you you're angry.
You're inside my head and you know my feelings.
Everyone out there, Tom was just bragging how he got 7 and the dogs let him down.
I wasn't going to bring it up.
Tom, can I please? None of us ever want to be inside your head. I'm sorry, no.
Well, he tries to be. Goodness me.
Oh dear. Well, gentlemen, we are going to talk about round 15 of the NRL.
Yep.
Interesting round of football. All right. Wasn't it an interesting round of football, Brian? It was a boring round of football?
Yep.
Okay.
And it ain't going to get any better for you the rest of the season.
No.
And I got to tell you, no silly hat this week.
No silly hat this week.
Didn't help.
No, because it didn't help at all.
Actually, probably our viewership went down, didn't it?
Oh,
I don't know, but no.
Okay.
Okay. What we're going to do is we're going to talk about round 15, and then what we might do is talk about the games next weekend because it is standalone representative round next weekend.
Yeah, it should be good.
So we'll have a chat about that.
Your team can't lose that week. That's good.
Ooh, them's fighting words. Okay, let's talk about ANZ Stadium on Thursday night.
Let's talk about ANZ Stadium, Steve. What a bore fest that is on.
On Thursday.
Got to do something.
Can I do the game first?
Well, you said we were going to talk about ANZ.
Well, I am. Let's talk about Parramatta Eagles. Parramatta Eagles. And the South Sydney Rabbitohs, where South won 42-24. So what do you want to talk about ANZ?
I don't know. You said let's talk about ANZ.
Well, the interesting thing about this game was that the Eels... well, let's talk football. Okay, the Eels went out to what? It was a 14-0 lead?
Yep.
14-6.
14-6. So, it took the Rabbitohs a while to get going. And sure, they scored a lot of points, but they also led in a couple of tries at the end. So, it was a strong and solid performance by the Rabbitohs. And in the end, to me, even though they went down at the beginning, I never thought that they were actually going to lose that game. No. I have always felt that they were going to come back. And look, they play fantastic ad-lib footy. It's really good to watch.
Yeah. I was a little bit concerned about South's defence. That's the only thing.
Well, at the end...
Two tries at the beginning, 2 tries at the end.
The coach will be worried about that. Yeah, because you're playing the Eels. You're playing number 16.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you're playing a team that has a lot of potential and just for some reason can't put anything together as well.
I thought when the first 10 minutes when they started playing that... last week's Eels look like they're on, and maybe they're going to make a good showing. And they were good for about 10 or 15 minutes.
Yeah.
And then, the Rabbitohs decided to show up.
Yep.
But at the end, they put the cue on the rack, unfortunately, and that wasn't good.
And that is a concern for South. They've done that a few times this year where they've got off to a good lead and then they've let teams come back. Look, and honestly, a good team should be saying, no, we're going to shut you out. Yeah. You play the full 80 minutes. South are not yet playing the full 80 minutes.
Well, maybe the difference too is that they know they can beat the good teams, and perhaps they turned up thinking, oh, well, this is the Eels,
I think they did, and they got scared.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. When they hit the 40-point mark, I actually sent Steve a text and said, "Is it the mercy rule?" And then you let them score twice, so you made them look good.
Yeah. Look, some of those tries that South scored were very good.
Oh yeah.
So They really were on fire.
I thought
Cody Walker had an excellent game.
Cody Walker was absolutely superb. Yeah.
You know, they're looking. South look like they're looking for offloads everywhere.
Yeah.
And which is, you know, they're just expecting that the Burgess will get a hand free, or that that Jennings will make a break, or that Inglis will put a hit on someone. They're actually expecting something to happen.
Yeah.
And I think that's probably where they're at. You know, and I still don't think they've hit top gear, and they look like they're going great.
There was an interesting stat mentioned through the game where South's left edge has scored 31 tries this season, whereas the whole of Parramatta team have only scored 37.
Right.
So that is, and compared to their right edge, I mean, that's where South's attack is. It's all going down left.
And young Robert Jennings. I mean,
well, he was brilliant. I mean, honestly, 2 of those tries, all he had to do was go over the line. I mean, he didn't have to do an awful lot to score much of those 4, but
he's doing his job.
Doing his job,
absolutely.
Yeah. And unfortunately, it was his brother's 250th on the other side. Wrecked the party.
So look, South, and I don't. You're right. I don't think they've hit top speed yet.
No, absolutely not.
It was a solid performance.
Geez, you know, it'd be nice to win by. It'd be nice to win.
Yeah, it'd be nice to
Who
win.
am I kidding?
Just remember you said that, not us. Okay.
All right, let's move on then to 1300 Smiles Stadium, where North Queensland on Friday night played the Warriors, and the Warriors winning 23-16. It looked like the Cowboys were coming back for a while.
I thought the Warriors found they found something in that game. I think, you know, they showed a bit of character.
Showed a lot of character.
Yeah.
Because North Queensland were coming back at them. They really were.
Yeah. Michael Morgan's a big blow.
Yeah, big
out
loss
for the season.
Big loss.
Yeah.
But still, I mean, you know, North Queensland still have a decent team. Paul Green dropped a number of his players, and still didn't seem to get enough out of them to win.
Yeah, I don't know what's wrong with them. Seriously, they.
Yeah,
It's hard
You
to
didn't
put
think
your
much
finger
of
on
this game, Brian?
well, I don't know. I picked the Cowboys at home.
Oh.
Well, my footy tipping is up the creek. But, you know,
It's not about you.
I must admit, I did expect more from the Cowboys and a harder travel schedule for New Zealand. I thought that they were. This was the crunch game.
Yeah.
They couldn't win this game. They can't make the 8.
Yeah.
And I expected them to be all out firing, and it really is disappointing to see.
Yeah.
Not that I'm a big North Queensland fan, but you know, to be one of the early season competition favourites, and to not be able to string back-to-back wins together, not any wins together actually. You know, I actually, for the first time in my life, I'm feeling a little bit of sympathy for the losing fans.
Well, I tipped the Warriors based on their last week form. I thought their form was really good, and I thought Cowboys are terrible. Warriors have been travelling okay. Their form with last week was very good, and I thought last week their form was actually a renewal. It was coming back again to good form.
Yep.
I thought, well, you know, if they can keep that rolling, then I think that they had their measure, and fortunately they did.
Yep.
Not by a lot, but they did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nicely done.
All right, let's move on to Friday night as well at Allianz Stadium, where I'd have to say it was probably billed as a match of the round. Sydney Roosters against the Penrith Panthers, and Roosters winning 32-6.
Yep. No, Tom's just flicking across to some notes here.
Look, I did because it was a game worth mentioning, making some notes. So I did, because there was a lot of surprises in this game for the Roosters. They had a lot of possession. Right. They completed its 85% through the whole game, and it just shows what happens when you control the ball. Yep. And we haven't been able to control the ball the whole season, and it just goes to show what we do when we can.
Yeah, and look, it wasn't one of Penrith's better games. Their forwards really weren't running as hard.
Yep.
But again, you know, I think that the Roosters' defence is exceptional, I think
and it was the other night.
That they blunted their attack. I mean, I think Cleary and Maloney were a little quiet. Maloney had a terrible game. I mean, kicked out in the fall. He had some terrible decisions, and they peppered his side all night.
And you're right, Cleary was very quiet.
Yeah, Jared had 250 metres. He played the 80 minutes for the first time in a long time. Best game since his knee injury. Radley had a superb game. He nearly scored a try. He busted through the line and just managed to get the ball taken out of his hands. And the only try that the Panthers actually scored was after a bit of a dumb mistake from Daniel Tupou, who received the ball near the line and then decided to put his foot out. And Blake Ferguson is kicking at 100%. He's only had 5 kicks, but about 4 of them have been on the sideline. So that was a pretty complete performance, and the first decent performance I think we've actually seen all year. Yeah, I was really thrilled about that.
Easily the Roosters' best performance of the year.
Oh, without doubt.
Yeah.
Now, but the one thing about the Roosters is they've got to do it now,
Sure.
week in, week out.
Correct.
And they've done it before. They've had some very good games this year.
Yeah.
But then the next week they're poor and they lose, and the forwards don't have impact.
This is the first game where they've actually matched their defence with their attack.
Yes.
It was nasty to see what happened with Latrell. I mean, it was all accidental. I mean,
that was accidental.
He stuck his head in the tackle. It wasn't clearly his fault, but it was awful to see it for any rugby league fan.
Yeah.
Thankfully for him and for New South Wales, he's got neck stiffness, and hopefully he'll be right. But and it was his 21st birthday. Happy birthday, Latrell, for yesterday.
Yeah, thanks for watching.
And Daniel Tupou, happy birthday for today.
Yeah.
Does he watch as well?
Well, I'm sure he will now.
I think it's a real concern that when their birthdays are.
They come up on the Facebook site.
Oh, okay.
The Roosters Facebook site. They all celebrate. See, we actually care about our players.
No, ours come up as well. I just don't
take note.
No.
Well, that just shows what kind of supporter you are.
Well, that's true.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, great performance.
Yeah. No, I agree. There's not
move
much more to say about
Let's
it.
move on.
Okay, we'll move on.
I'm ready to go.
You're ready to move on?
Yeah.
Okay, let's move on. To yesterday at Belmore Sports Ground, where I thought, this is at Belmore, the Dogs are going to come out barking. They are going to really get on top of the Gold Coast Titans, and they were pathetic.
And virtually everybody tipped the Dogs.
Dean Pay's come out and apologised to the fans. And he probably should, because that was woeful.
Well, you're right. I think he should as well, but
it's not his fault.
It's
not his fault. Actually, there's one coach in the comp at the moment who you can really not blame for their playing roster.
Dean Pay.
It's Dean Pay.
Yeah, that's right.
He was handed that team a hospital pass earlier in the year.
Yeah.
And
it ain't going to get any better.
And in their defence, and in his defence, I should say, the Dogs have been competitive every match up until now, where playing at Belmore, you would have expected more.
It's a poison chalice, Belmore, because I think their record is awful. I mean, one out of 9 or something.
Yep.
But we have to go through it again. They still had Aaron Woods.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
They still have Tolman.
Yep.
Clemmer.
They still have Clemmer.
Yep.
They still
Josh
have
Jackson.
Hopperwadi.
Aimby.
They have Aimby.
Yeah, there's a good team.
Most of those players they're not fringe first graders. No. Most of them are good first graders.
They've been rep players, a lot of them.
A lot of them are rep, and I don't get it. So where we say it's not the coach, something's not firing with them. Now,
agree.
Look, I think
it could be more. It could be all the talk about their salary cap.
The last 12 months. Just like for Manly, the last 12 months has been so unsettled. It's got to have an effect on the players eventually. It's got. You can't deny.
Look, it's just, and that's what, and it's a bit of a shame, because it's the same as at Parramatta as well. Their off field woes are well documented.
Yep.
And so it's no surprise that the 3 clubs with the worst off field problems this year are coming in the bottom 3 positions.
Yeah.
Really, it's Jack Gibson always said, how do you make a team successful? You get good management in.
Yeah.
It all starts at front house. Yeah. And those 3 clubs have the worst of that record. So,
sure.
So mind you, the Titans were good.
Yeah. And they got the early jump on the team.
And Ash Taylor was fantastic. Yeah. He had his best game of the season as well. And I think that's probably the thing. The difference between, really good and bad is one player having a blinder. It can be that simple. A couple of mistakes and teams can't get back into it. Ash Taylor had a fantastic game. Yep. And it showed, because the 22-point win is big.
Ryan James has come good at the right time, hasn't he?
Certainly
been called
has.
Into the Origin camp. So
apparently he was right on the verge for Origin 1 anyway. Yep. So I think that's a
with
smart
Regan Campbell
move.
Getting injured.
Yep.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
good on him. That's good. Yep. So disappointing to lose that game.
Yep.
All right, let's talk about the next one.
Yes.
I didn't say anything
Oh,
about
no.
Oh, here he goes.
I haven't given up, boys. Let's talk about it.
That was rehearsed, wasn't it? You rehearsed. You thought about that all day.
I did.
Jeez.
Come on, talk about it. Let's go.
Win Stadium.
Or lose Stadium.
St George beating the Manly Sea Eagles 32-8.
Yep.
And I honestly thought at the beginning of this game you were going to give it a red hot go.
Oh, look, let me just tell you.
You go back to 8-6, I think, quickly, and then...
Yep, it was 10-8, and then
10-8.
they scored right on half-time, 16-8.
Yeah.
So, look, I don't know. What do you say? I'm so frustrated. You know, that first half was actually good.
Yep.
It was good. Like they were running the Dragons around. Great completion rates. Everything was going well. Tom Wright, who most Manly fans have been calling since round one to be in the team, stepped up in attack. Yeah, he's got defensive deficiencies, but you know,
you needed something.
Hell,
didn't you? Yeah.
we let in 32 points. It wasn't all him. You know, I thought that was a good first half. Second half comes around. It's a different team. Yeah. I don't know what McGregor said to the Dragons at half time, but it worked.
Well, you're not holding the ball.
I don't know what the completion rate was at half time, but it would have been pretty close to 90%.
Okay.
And then second half they couldn't keep the ball. Stupid mistakes. They went back to their stupid last tackle options. The Dragons ran over them. It's so frustrating to watch. So yeah,
especially hard when you see your team putting in.
Yeah.
Not getting that.
But he's not.
No. I think they did put in that game. That's the frustrating thing for me, is that there's been three games this year that I can count very easily where the team hasn't put in, and those wins, like that's what I'm feeling for those Parramatta fans and the Cowboys.
Can you say that again?
I am feeling. I don't want Parramatta to win. Trust me, never ever do I want Parramatta to win. But I'm feeling for their fans and I'm feeling for the Cowboy fans, because when the team isn't putting in, it's so hard to sit there and go, they're still my team.
I know.
But would he care if he was winning?
He'd be bagging us out for saying the same thing. So what he'd be saying is, so you're accepting mediocrity. Is that what you're saying?
No. They need to win. Like, absolutely. You know what?
I mean...
And we've lost 3 games by under 2 points. And if we'd won those games, the pressure would be released and no one would be calling for Jackson Hastings to be back in first grade. Thank goodness. Go to Leeds. We don't want you. I don't know.
Cool, man.
But you didn't lose by 2 points. You lost by...
No, we lost by a ton.
Yeah.
24.
Yeah.
And like we went through the Dogs team, you've got some pretty serious first graders in that team as well.
Yep, absolutely.
Who are dropping the ball, who are making bad decisions, who are...
Absolutely. Look, Brian Kelly came close to scoring three times and, and made one big defensive lapse. There's 4 tries. I must have, it is hard to watch. So
you're close, but not there.
So let me ask the question. Anthony Watmough comes out this week and bags Staley Cherry Evans.
Yep.
Rightly or wrongly.
Yep.
Is that an impact? Do you think that impacted the players? Because you'd think that they'll be saying, well, we're going to defend Cherry Evans, but then they put in a performance like this.
They put in a performance, like
which
that.
is no different. Which is no
different to what they have been doing.
No.
I guess the question is, how did Cherry Evans play that yesterday?
I thought Cherry had a look. He's been good all year.
Yeah, no, he was awful last week.
Yeah,
he was awful last week.
Well, he was awful the week.
He's
before.
still making some dud decisions on the fifth.
Absolutely. Yeah. Look, and that's like I said, and I think that's got to be coaching. Look, did it affect the team? Oh, you'd have to imagine that it did have some kind of an effect. I mentioned on our NRL from the Sidelines Facebook page that is it a negative thing? Well, the thing that Cherry Evans is that gets under a lot of people's skin is that he doesn't just give the pat answers.
Yeah.
And he is a very calm and collected guy. And so when he was asked in the press conference, how do you want to respond? And he said, man, he's entitled to his opinion. And I really want to say, say something. Do something.
Yeah.
But yeah, he just kind of sits back and rolls with it, and I don't know how anyone can do that. I don't know. That's patience of a saint, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah.
I'd want to kill someone. I do have one other thing to add. NRL, let Whanaua play. Our little hooker, Nanasi Whanaua. Yeah, he's got. Well, seriously,
no, you can't breach the rules for him.
It's not a matter of breaching the rules.
It is.
No, we don't have a hooker.
Yes, you do.
Well, he's injured. He's got a broken foot. He's out. Could be out for the season.
And you've got Hastings who could come back.
Hastings who plays who's a woeful halfback.
Well, hang on. Half the club's going around with injuries has got
yeah,
other players who aren't.
Yeah, I know.
But if he's available, you've got to pick him.
I get it, but when you're talking about a specialist position, and they say,
but the
NRL's come along and said, you've got Wright and Lewis Brown and Jackson Hastings. Are you kidding me? What a winger?
Lewis Brown's a hooker.
Oh, he's not a hooker.
Well, he plays.
He's not. But the point is,
utility.
No, the point is this. The point is this.
No, I'll tell you what.
I'll tell you what the point is.
I will tell you.
We've only got 29 registered players. We can't put him in because the NRL won't let us play him. I agree with Trent. This is a crap situation. It is terrible. And you know what? He's come up. Excuse me. And he's come up and he said every Monday I'll be saying this is the guy we want to play. He said, and I'll keep knocking on their door because you know what? We don't have any other options. So the only thing that's going to save us is if Jackson Hastings does sign that contract and leaves for Leeds. Then we'll have enough money left over. So we'll be able to put him.
So
but tell me this: what's the point of having a development? Each club has 6 development players. Excuse me.
We need to round it up.
Talking about each club has 6 development players.
Yeah.
Why can't you choose those development players and give them a shot at first grade when there's no other options?
What you're asking for is for other.
No.
You're asking to be exempt from the rules. The point is, if
that was going to be my question.
Excuse me. If any team has an injury. More often than not, they'll find a player to put in a position.
Yep.
Not necessarily a specialist.
We don't have any other players.
Jackson Hastings.
He's not playing first grade.
Yeah, well, that's just being to be bloody minded, not being
don't be.
So my question is, will you be breaking the rules by picking this guy and disadvantage other clubs who might be in a similar situation?
Yeah.
No, you can't do that.
No, absolutely not.
Yes.
No, it's not the same.
You're asking him to give you an exemption above the rules.
We're saying we want to add this bloke to our top 30 and he's in our development team, let him play.
The same thing happened with a couple of teams last year.
Who? Give me an example. No. Give me an example. You can't because it doesn't happen. It doesn't happen.
All right. I think we need to move on.
Okay, let's move on because you're wrong and I'm right.
I'm the only
Southern Cross Group Stadium, Cronulla Sharks and the Brisbane Broncos. Broncos winning 20-16, and I tell you what, this game could have gone either way.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Corey Oates scored a spectacular try.
That was one for the box.
That was.
I mean, he scored a lot of tries like that, but he's never scored it with his left hand.
Now,
is this one off the forward pass?
Yeah, this was off the forward pass.
All right, just letting everybody there know.
I actually want to say that Nathan Merritt sort of scored a similar try a few years ago, but although I won't bring that up. But he did.
The point is,
and it was very good.
Once it got accepted, I mean, you had to say it was an exceptional thing. I mean, the thing is that Corey Oates did his job remarkably well.
But it was a very big forward pass.
Yeah, it was a forward pass.
Yeah. I don't look. I saw that in real time and thought it was fantastic. Then had a look at it on replay a couple of times and went, you know what, wingers do that all the time. Unfortunately,
not doing it backwards.
I'm not suggesting that it wasn't a great try, but
the winger's job is to receive the ball and put the ball down on the line.
You would nearly expect that you'd want most of your wingers to score those tries.
You haven't got a Roosters jersey under that.
No, I don't. I'm just hot.
I was just getting worried. That's all.
Yeah. Anyway, there you go.
You two guys, so much hot air.
You're so full of.
Brian?
And he says
nothing.
He's not angry.
This is a family show.
He's not angry.
He's not angry. Yeah,
he's not
exactly.
Angry. No.
You've got me riled up, you two.
So let me ask
that way.
Look at this. This is just so you know my tipping. Correct? Wrong. Oh, look at that. I picked Melbourne to beat Newcastle. Yeah, look, I couldn't remember whether I picked the Broncos or not.
See, I'm not even going to mention mine.
I already have because you wanted to. I let you brag.
So what did you brag about?
I let you brag. You bragged that you got 7, Tom, because you're cursing the dogs.
Yeah. I'm glad I didn't have to mention it.
Do you want to talk about the Sharks for a minute? How are they back?
Are they back? They lost.
Look,
Yeah, but I tell you what, they're unlucky to lose.
I don't think
and
they're
they came back from 12-2 down or something like that.
Hang on.
They're not a premiership force.
This is the
16
issue.
balls,
This is the issue. They haven't beaten anyone above them.
No, true.
They're only beating teams that are below them.
Yep.
You know, if they can't play with the big boys.
Why I'm asking the question, Brian, because it needed to be asked.
Hey, you're getting angry.
Jeez. Don't you get me started. Yeah, I don't think they're back.
No.
I still look. They're a good. I wish my team was only losing by 4
What
points.
about the Broncos?
Well, and Wayne Bennett.
Wayne Barrett.
Looks like he's staying.
He's even negotiating an extension, apparently.
Yeah.
Yeah. I said, no, okay, we don't. Bellamy's not coming, so here's my extension offer.
Yes. Gee.
Yep. Don't know.
So 2 teams I don't get excited about, but
Steve does. He likes the Broncos.
I don't like the Broncos.
But I tipped against the run of play, and the Broncos did it for me.
All right, let's go on to McDonald Jones Stadium, where the Melbourne Storm beat Newcastle 28-10. Very much a predictable game.
The self-destructing Newcastle. Geez,
Well,
they made some clangers, didn't they?
It's the Newcastle Pongers, really. I mean, that's seriously, that's what it is.
Newcastle Bombers.
Okay.
Well, sorry, they stunk today.
But Ponga doesn't stink.
If you pong, if you pong.
No.
Anyway,
I wish-
but it's a team that's basically run around Kalen Ponga until Mitchell Pearce gets back. If they don't have Ponga, they would have lost by 60.
He's a very good player. Isn't he?
He's sensational. And look, they're in the fight for about the first 20 minutes or something. And then Melbourne found their groove. I mean, Cameron Munster got a break. I think he picked up a loose ball a couple of times.
Yeah. And
And then he ran 10 metres and said, "Where's Addo-Carr?" And the Addo-Carr's behind him, and off he goes. And see you later. It was gone.
So, I mean, I haven't seen the Queensland State of Origin team. Has Ponga been picked?
He'd have to be, surely. I've seen the New South Wales. Maybe they haven't actually announced it.
No, well, apparently it's not officially announced until
Tomorrow.
this afternoon or tomorrow.
Oh, okay.
When we
So-
have our
so
break,
is
we'll
that.
have a quick look.
It's a 20 man squad announced for New South Wales, so I don't think they've actually picked a team yet.
Right.
So yeah.
Yeah, so it was
Anyway.
a predictable result. I mean, the Storm didn't beat anyone of note, but they're still racking up the wins.
That's right. The Storm are doing what the Storm usually do. They just win.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, and the last game of the round was at Campbelltown Stadium this afternoon, where the Canberra Raiders played the West Tigers. And other than leading 12-10 at the break, the Tigers just fell apart.
Yeah.
And
Look,
the Raiders won 48-12.
this is a great defensive team normally against
Yeah.
a great attacking team.
Yeah.
And I think the first half, the Tigers showed that they can defend really well. They struggle to make points. The Raiders, interestingly, and I said this to you before, Josh Hodgson came off the bench at about the 20-minute mark, and they became a different team. And even when he went off, they became a different
Was that
team.
because he was a specialist hooker?
And you can't have him.
I don't want him.
But he just changed the whole structure of their team, and he gave them confidence. You know, they all of a sudden were a much more confident team.
And at 48-12, I can tell you that the Raiders had 3 tries to sell out.
Yeah,
that were
should
tries.
have been.
They were tries,
They were
every
tries.
single one of them.
And
That one that they took from kick-off.
Yeah, that was a
kicked
good
off,
try,
knocked
wasn't
back.
it?
Honestly, I don't get how they knocked it back. And
Ashley Klein has to go.
I was about to say that.
It's so frustrating that the referees can't understand the game in the flow and the way that the game works.
Yeah.
I mean, 95% of the fans can. We're just too biased to do it for anyone other than our own club. I mean, we can't do it for our own club. But, you know, you don't have to be a genius to say, gee, they're all competing for the ball and everybody's standing around. Oh, I ran into someone. Yeah, that's a nothing.
That one where it was scored from the kickoff.
That was a
he
nothing.
ran into him. It was past the halfway line.
Yep.
Canberra ran past 6 players who tried
could
to
have
tackle.
tackled him.
Any one of them could have tackled.
Yep.
Yeah,
So
Whitehead.
why go back that far? And,
Yeah.
I get it if it's on the try line.
Yeah, I get it because it was a collision between two players,
had to
and one of
run-
them was somebody standing
They
there.
had
And then
to
there
run
was
60
six
metres.
defenders that could have actually stopped
Oh,
them.
look,
and they didn't.
I get it, but
And then Shannon Boyd comes over the line. It's called a try, go back and check the obstruction. There's no obstruction. And they spend 10 minutes. Ashley Klein spends 10 minutes finding out if the ball goes on the ground.
which you can't see.
Some part of the
can't
ball,
see.
some
That's
part,
right.
well, if you look at the way his arm went down, there would have been an exposed part of the ball that clearly would have touched the line. But either way, it went up as a try. And then he gave it no try, which everybody was baffled about. But interestingly, they went back and played the ball because it was called held up.
held up, yeah.
And then they scored, and he didn't look at anything. I think that the ref on the ground was probably saying, "Well, they deserve this, so I'm giving it."
Yeah. Well, it's just like I said, refs not understanding the way the game works is frustrating.
But
Is
Ashley
it
Klein
refs
just
or is
drives me
it
crazy.
Ashley Klein? Because I tell you what, have a look at most of the ridiculous decisions this year, and he's involved.
Yep.
He truly is.
I don't think he's alone in that.
I think he's a
I do.
standout.
I'd love to just see refs, and I'll put my hand up and say I don't care if there's 50 penalties a game, as long as the refs have got control of the game and they're doing what should be done.
Yeah.
I hated in this game that 3 or 4 times I saw play the balls that were rolled between the legs, or there was no attempt to play. And you know what? All season they've been penalising that.
Well, the refs have been told to back off now.
Well, it's wrong. It's wrong. Just play by the rules.
That's right.
The players will get it. The fans understand it, and the fans aren't the ones who are saying pull it back. The commentators are saying, "Oh, what a great game it is when there's no penalties."
Yeah.
The rest of us are saying, "You know what? We want the refs to control the game."
Yeah.
And the control starts with enforcing the rules. You enforce the rules, and it all happens from there.
But not being so picky, which they've been. So, and I get right now they're trying to find that middle ground because we used to complain where they never gave penalties. You have Golden Point and they're standing 6 metres offside and they still couldn't give a penalty.
Yeah,
so,
I hate
but
that.
now it's an inch offside and they're giving a penalty.
Yep.
So we as fans also have to accept
Well,
there's got to be some middle ground.
I'm an inch offside. You're an inch offside. Give a penalty. I don't care.
Then you should be happy with the 20, 30 penalties a game.
Yeah, I am. Because you know what? The players will learn it. And the coaches
And
will
I'm
stop
not disagreeing with you. I'm just saying that,
it.
it's a constant argument. And even with the commentators, they change their argument all the time.
They do. It's a joke. Anyway, time to do the Sports Ladder by Rock Australia Radio.
Rock Australia Radio.
You're taking over, are you?
Well, I saw...
Why is it a sports ladder?
Well,
What's this sports ladder thing?
See, you shouldn't take over.
go ahead, Steve.
So, Steve, as a compare.
Okay, so let's now do the NRL ladder for round 15.
You're too angry to do this. Okay.
Brought to you by Rock Australia Radio.
Do you want to read
Go
it?
Don.
Don, it's not my fault. I tried. All right, Dragons
Don,
in number
he's
one.
very trying.
Dragons, number one.
Oh, you're
24
doing it?
points. Yes, I am, because
Okay.
because
So
my
he's
team
gonna
doesn't
do
count at this moment in time. In equal second,
No.
have...
You can't say that because I could never say it before. Who is in second place?
In equal second,
No.
we have the Rabbitohs, the Panthers, and the Warriors, all on
But you
22
mentioned them in the
points.
right order, so don't worry.
Yeah,
Doesn't
in the
matter.
right order. You are still only second, Steve.
Back when I was
The
out of the
Panthers
eight.
are also only second.
No, they're third.
No, they're third.
And the Warriors are also second
They're
on
fourth.
22. Now, in fifth place, we have
Oh,
the
so
Storm
so the Storm's in fifth place. Double standards.
and the Roosters, both on 20 points.
And we're
So are
in
they
what position?
equal third or are they?
They're equal fifth, Steve. In equal seventh, we have the Sharks and the Broncos. Out of the eight, we have on equal ninth the Raiders.
Equal
This is
nine.
why he
Equal
doesn't do the
ninth,
ladder.
the Raiders and the Tigers. In equal 11th, we have the Titans and the Knights.
Yeah, okay.
And then we have the Cowboys, the Sea Eagles, the Dogs, and the Eels.
So how many teams are after the Seagulls?
3.
Oh, 2 of them.
Okay,
Oh, yeah, 2.
So,
Oh, far out, yeah, because we've lost ground on our for and against to the Cowboys. Yeah, sorry, I forgot about that.
so I think maybe next week we will go over our top 8 again.
No.
Yes. Yeah,
And
because
see where we're at because this is nothing like any of us picked for top 8.
I looked at mine this week, and that's why I was saying to you we should go over it. Interesting
So
to
tell
see.
me, what do you think?
Yeah, mine is. I only had 2 teams there that aren't.
Yeah, okay, well.
I'm a genius.
Yeah.
As my footy
So
tipping.
you predicted really well at the beginning, and your tipping is rubbish.
Okay, so are we prepared to say Parramatta, Canterbury, Manly, North Queensland cannot make the 8?
Yep.
Titans?
No.
Newcastle?
No.
West Tigers?
Look, I think the Raiders and West Tigers might battle with the Broncos, but they have a lot of work to do.
And they're 4 points out. So, I mean, pretty much, we'd have to say that this is very much what the top 8 is going to be.
Pretty
Changes in
position.
Well, that's what I said last week. I don't think the Raiders, I think, are the only team that can force their way in.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I don't think they can. Not unless the Sharks continue to lose against those top teams. They have a tougher run in.
Tonight's performance, if they can put that back in the bag, they'll have a chance to challenge the bottom, the 7th and 8th, I think.
Yeah, and saying that the Raiders have had their bye and the Tigers haven't.
Mm-hmm.
And neither have the Sharks or the Roosters.
Yep.
So they're all
the
going...
Roosters aren't in that conversation. Goodness.
No, I'm just saying, and all the Bunnies. So they're all going to gain too.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. It's going to be an uphill battle for the Raiders.
Okay, so let's talk State of Origin next week. Let's talk representative round.
Yep.
Okay.
So, State of Origin next Sunday.
Yes.
Teams are going to be very similar.
Yes.
We have Pryor coming in
On the extended
bench.
Lump.
James.
Ryan James.
Ryan James coming in.
And Luke Keary's been added
Keary.
as a possible replacement for James Malone. I don't think he'll get on the park, but
No.
I don't even understand. I truly don't understand that. I guess where we
he's
have
the
the
6.
injury.
Maloney's the 6.
Yeah, but if we're really going to take Maloney out,
No. If Maloney can't get over his sciatica.
sciatica's not something that's going to keep him off the field.
Do you see how he's hobbling around the other day?
It's not going to keep him off the field.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. I mean, it's basically a chiropractic problem. You get him on the bench and you manipulate his spine and he'll be fine. But if they don't deal with that, then he'll still have it,
James, I'm telling you to try my physio over at Penrith. It's a great bloke.
Chiropractic.
Fixed my sciatic problem, no problem at all. Give me a call, give you his number.
Didn't fix his anger.
It wasn't anger management.
That's right.
Well,
That's my Cairo.
All right, let's talk Rick and Campbell Gillard.
Yep.
broken
Busted jaw.
What a shame.
Well, I thought he had a very quiet Origin game.
I wasn't that.
And apparently it was neck and neck, him and Ryan James, and I'm quite happy for James coming to the team.
Yeah, I think a bit of a change will be good because the rest of the team is pretty solid. And since if Regan Campbell Gillard had been an absolute standout, I'd be going, oh, that's really bad. But I actually didn't think that he was that impressive.
Unfortunately,
so I don't think we lose a lot by swapping.
The only problem I have with Ryan James is that he's played some exceptional games the last couple of weeks.
Yep.
But prior to that, he wasn't exceptional.
He was okay though. He wasn't.
Yeah, but it drives me crazy that players come in and they're okay up until people start talking State of Origin, and that you want to play. Sam Burgess doesn't play an okay game. Sam Burgess plays the same way every single week. Ryan James should be doing the same. If he wants to stay in Origin spot...
you know what? I thought Ryan James was above average in every game this year.
I don't think so.
Well, the last 2 games have been that way.
Probably more than the last 2, probably the last 4 or 5, he's been exceptional.
Yeah. And the other thing is, you're putting him in the Origin squad. Surely he's going to want to prove himself. If he's shown some form in the last 2 weeks, surely he's going to want to prove himself. So
I don't disagree with you, but...
I think he'll lift.
Can I just say that I wouldn't put him in the team though. I'd just bring the 18th man up. Tarek Sims has been playing exceptional. He's done absolutely nothing wrong.
Yeah, I think Tarek Sims has been better.
Cool.
I know we're not carrying a lot of size there, but Jake and Tarek Sims can both play prop, and I'd have no problem at all pushing one of those guys up to prop and rotating him around.
All right, let's talk Queensland. Ponga in, yes or no?
Oh, he has to be, I think.
Oh, I hope not.
Well, I hope not too. But I think he has to be. He's got to cover for Slater.
But they didn't bring him for Slater last time.
Yeah,
because he was playing. They said,
but now they've got no Morgan. See, Morgan was playing fullback, so
right.
I think that's even more argument why you bring Ponga in.
Yeah, I'd bring him in. I really would.
Oh, you can.
And no talk about putting Holmes in fullback. Because he's a great winger.
Yep. I'd have.
Is Matt Scott going to get a gig?
Don't know. Didn't play on the weekend. Would you play? So that's just it.
But see, I mean, Walters is going to say, well, Matt Scott, he's a he's an Origin legend. We'll put him in.
No, you see, I heard an interview with Kevin Walters today, and he was saying that he's given everyone a deadline to be fit and ready. Otherwise, he's not picking them because he believes that the team has really been hurt over the last 2 seasons by choosing players and leaving them to the last minute to be fit and having players in and out.
Yeah.
So apparently he's put a deadline on Billy Slater, and I can't believe that Scott will play after missing the last few weeks. I would really struggle to think that they would.
Okay. Tom, hold up the cup.
I'm not Tom, I'm Brian.
I wasn't asking you to do it. I asked Tom to hold up the cup. I know who you are.
I like that. It's in front of his face, isn't it?
Yes, okay, hold it up.
Angry man. Angry man. Angry man. Angry man.
Okay.
Why am I holding the cup up?
Well, because we're going to talk about our State of Origin competition.
Oh, okay. Right.
Oh, right.
Okay.
Seriously, gentlemen.
Yeah, well,
Are you with me tonight?
Well, you didn't bring the run sheet, so, You're
We
making
never-
this up as we go.
We always make it up as we go.
Well, you do.
He's very disorganised, and
All
then
in
he
his
leads
head.
us down the garden path.
It's all in my head. That's why this show is so spectacular, because it all is run out of my head.
And you don't
Well,
want
there's a
to,
comment
you don't want to
there
be in
making
Tom's head. Imagine being in Steve's.
Can you all get on Facebook and
So-
say how much you love the way the show runs?
Can we go back to State of Origin?
Okay. So the competition this time for one of our ugly mugs
Yes.
is you got to mention the winner and the man of the match.
Yes. So
Team winner.
New
of the
South
match.
Wales, Tedesco again.
Yes. Is that what you've gone
We'll
for?
be happy with that.
Is that what you've gone for?
We'd be happy with that, wouldn't we?
No.
Cook.
Well, I don't
Or
think.
any other Rabbitohs player.
Yeah, New South Wales, Greg Inglis. Who's like, oh no, sorry, he plays for Queensland.
Well, you
And I'm still bitter about it.
last time.
Um,
So anyway, so we announced the winner last week, so we've sent off his mug.
No, I haven't contacted him yet. I will contact you very soon.
So just
should have contacted me. I would have
So-
had it sent already. Yes.
nothing. Okay, so you got to pick the winner of the team to win and the man of the match. Okay,
Yes.
be the first correct entry.
No. It can't be the first.
Yeah.
Well, you got by
We
time
can't be
you've
the
got to
second.
first. Well,
No,
what
no,
happens
no.
if you?
What?
You're going to
Yeah,
do
go on.
a
Okay,
random
go on.
fifth
Explain
person,
this then in your
are you?
head.
The random fifth person, are you?
No, we'll just draw
It's not
one.
GWS.
We'll draw one.
This isn't 2W. This is
No,
a
no,
professionally
no.
run show. You've got to be first in.
No,
Yes.
you can't be
First in.
Well, that's the way we put
Alright,
we overruled
last
Steve.
time. That's
We
the way we
overruled
did
him.
last time.
Overruled. Overruled.
Alright.
We'll have a meeting
First
about
in.
this and we'll get back to you. Okay.
No, we won't. We're just
Oh,
going to do it first in.
We'll just pick a winner anyway. Okay, first in, team to win, man of the match.
Yes.
So, Brian, you'll be picking Queensland because of the colours you're wearing.
Like hell over my dead body, and that's insulting.
Okay, so tell
That's
me,
to roll me up.
you go New South Wales, tell me who you think would be the man of the match.
Man of the match.
Okay.
No. Frizzell.
Really?
Tyson Frizzell, man of the
Not a
match.
bad call.
I think he'll smash him up.
And so, Tom, you're going to...
Oh, no, I'm not sure if Tedesco will get it
Tedesco?
again. Yeah, I'd have to have some thought on that. I'm splintering.
Oh, of course. so Tom.
All right, now listen. Do you
Yeah,
want
what about you?
Yeah.
So Queensland and
New
who's the
South-
man of match?
No, New South Wales. New South Wales.
Well, four of his
and-
favourite teams are Queenslanders.
I know.
And I'm going to go New South Wales and Maloney.
Maloney.
I'll take it.
If he plays. If he
Yeah,
doesn't play,
yeah.
it'll be
Luke
Cook.
Keary.
Luke Keary.
No, I'm worried about Luke Keary in the team, I'll be honest with you.
Why?
No, I'm just not sure he's state of origin material.
Oh, I am. I would have had him last year.
Yeah, he's good.
Anyway.
He's been good.
Okay.
Last year, when
I'm
all these
good.
players were available,
He's
Laura
a tough-
Daly didn't.
he's a
I've
tough
been
bugger.
proven wrong once or twice, so...
We've proven wrong every day. We've proved you wrong 13 times already on this show.
We should call your wife.
Yeah. No, let's
For
not do
confirmation.
that. Let's not do that.
She'll say, "How have you got?"
Gentlemen, do you want to talk about England and New Zealand in Denver?
In Denver, Colorado, at altitude.
No, I don't want to talk
Isn't
about
that going to be great for your players coming back?
That's going to be fine.
Oh dear.
Please.
So England team. Who's going to be in the England team?
Who
All the
cares?
Burgess boys.
One of
The
them's
three.
out. George is out.
Oh, is he?
He's injured. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Sam and Tom.
Then you got Widdop from.
Yeah.
And
They wouldn't bring Hodgson in too early, would it? I mean, he deserves to be there.
He
but,
should be.
But, yeah.
James Graham. Look, I mean, they haven't announced a team, so there's
Sure.
no point in going through them. But I think it's going to be a good game. I'm looking
Yeah.
forward to it.
New Zealand.
New Zealand are going to have a few struggles, I think, with injuries. But
And also the players that have nominated for Tonga
yes,
and other teams.
And the players from the Warriors have all said, sorry, we can't play.
Have they really?
Yep. So no Javasa Sheck, no Isaac Luke, no Sean
Right.
Johnson.
Wow.
oh really?
Wow.
I think Brian with the scoop.
And that's why somebody like Joseph
Scoop.
Call me Scoop.
Joseph Manu from the Roosters might be taking. He might not get a run, but they're talking about maybe taking him over for experience. And he's in good form at the moment. Jared Waerea-Hargreaves.
Yep.
They're also talking about bringing him over. You think somebody like Madalino might get a run?
Oh. Had to add in for Noah Blake and Marty Powell.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Geez, hang on, 2 Manly players.
Yeah. Well, they'll. You just want to get injured.
Well, and
Geez, we've got two in the New Zealand team, 2 in the New South Wales team. We can't win a damn game of football.
and not to mention this weekend is also going to have Fiji and Papua New Guinea
Yep.
and
Yep.
Tonga and Samoa.
Yep.
And
great.
the ladies' state of origin teams.
Yep. Yep.
Which, ironically
Exciting.
enough, is the New South Wales team is going to be captained by a South Sydney player,
Because Ryan Sims has had hand
That's
surgery.
right.
That's why.
and yet they can't pick South to be in the first competition,
Yeah, look,
which is pathetic.
I think that's a terrible decision.
That's
honestly.
ridiculous.
I really do.
What?
Well,
There's only 4 teams in the first competition.
in the women's
There were
competition.
6 teams that applied.
Yep.
Cronulla and South didn't get in. The other 4 did. But 3 or 4 players from South can actually make the state of origin.
Yeah.
But the Roosters, who actually got a gig as one of the first teams in, don't have any any players in the state of origin.
Well, no,
It's
but
ridiculous.
we've got international players in our team, though. We've got Gillaroos players in our
No,
team.
I get that, but they didn't get picked for state of
Yeah,
origin.
look, I think that I was surprised that the Roosters got in because I think Cronulla and the Rabbitohs didn't get in, did they?
Yes, that's right.
And
And they were
Cronulla-
the first 2 teams that actually started out
Yeah.
this whole thing.
So I think that's a crazy decision. I would have thought you'd say, well, if you've got 6 good teams that want to play, why not let them in?
Yeah.
Why start with 4 when you could have 6?
Yeah, and
Honestly.
I don't get it. Anyway,
It's a
it doesn't matter.
ridiculous situation.
Okay, gentlemen, it's time up. Brian,
Thank
have you
goodness.
settled down? You're still angry? You are still angry, aren't you?
Mm.
You are still angry.
Yep, these 2, they make me angry.
Oh, come on.
What-
Your team makes you angry.
Yeah.
It's
It's
too
okay.
much.
We'll give you a little cuddle on a
The NRL makes me angry.
Excuse me? You can be doing the cuddling.
Todd,
I'm close enough as it is.
Todd Greenberg makes me angry.
Oh,
Why?
yeah.
He makes me very angry.
Why?
Because he makes stupid decisions.
You got 10 seconds, go.
The young Manly hooker who can't play.
Oh, okay.
Apparently they're going to retire Kieran Foran due to injury.
No, they're not.
He's
They're not.
he's
That's-
he's
they've
he's
already
told
said
the, he's
that's
told
not
the
gonna happen.
NRL refs to back off on decision making, but yet he allows that stupid video bunker to make 15-minute decisions on tries.
Well,
Hate it.
Okay.
I've said
Time's
forever,
up.
Just
I've said
change it.
forever that Todd Greenberg was a poor choice.
Okay.
for
Well,
the year.
I didn't. I was very supportive, and
No.
he's done. It's just garbage.
Yeah,
Okay.
never
All right.
impressed me.
Oh, no,
That's it.
you're
I'm angry. You keep
You're
me
angry.
going. You told me.
Tom, anything else you want to finish the show with?
No, I'm looking for some more for my team. Hopefully.
Well, you won't see that for 2 weeks.
No, that's real sad.
Oh yeah.
We play one game and they've got to buy.
Hang
So-
on, don't say stupid standalone because we've been calling for this for some time.
Yeah, I know, but I want to keep watching my team now.
Why?
Lose.
Really?
Yeah, I do.
Well,
I do want to watch my team.
well, then
Steve.
I can give you some video of some old games that you can watch them lose just as easily.
Don't
as
worry, I'll go home and watch all the grand final DVDs. Thanks.
71.
Memories.
All right, we're going to call the show to an end. Gentlemen, thank you very much for this week. I'll see you all again next week. Bye, everyone. Don't forget to enter our competition. Go on Facebook, go on YouTube. Pick the winning team and the man of the match, and we'll sort out someone who's going to win.
Bye, viewers.
Bye.
Thank you.
See ya.
Bye.